Welcome aboard the Google Cloud again. Today we're going to be talking about Kubernetes, Cloud IAM, and pod security policies. So let's go over. Click here on continue it to enable the Cloud Shell. Now we're going to add an account. This second email. In this case, I can switch accounts. So when you want, you can switch from here right now, as since we have two accounts. Let's go to Kubernetes. You can see at this, just want to show that this account, I cannot create a cluster. I'm not allowed to that. There I can maybe show also here at accounts that this is not enabled for that. So what are we going to do now? I am. Let's check our, this is the user. We're going to select this user. You can see it's a viewer. So you can't create from the primitive roles. The viewer cannot create a cluster. So we're going to select that. Or more. We're going to add another role. Let me check the role. Cannot do anything here. Okay, the members. Now we're going to the other user. Yeah, I just remember I was thinking about what we would do right now because we don't have anything prepared. Let's minimize this. In this case, I can go in here, add to this member, or even if I click here, okay. I can add the Kubernetes cluster admin. I think I'm gonna add another stuff. Engine developer. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's save it. So now you have other roles. Other is not primitive roles. You know there are three kinds: the editor, the viewer, and the owner. Okay, we just save it. Now we're going to switch back to the other user. Now you see we can create a cluster. Let's create the cluster. Give this name. US Central 1. Let's change US Central 1. A. Guess it's Iowa. Let's see the default poll. Number of nodes again, 2 or 32. I don't want to break everything. Okay, that's enough for a while. Okay, that's great. Here is gonna appear a error message. That's what I wanted because in this case it's wrong. The username doesn't have the rights necessary for creating that. So we're going to switch back to user one. Just I'm going deep into each detail of IAM accounts. Now we are user one, and you are going to grant some things to the second user. IAM. Let's go into service accounts. Minimize. Okay. Let's click on there. There are permissions. Something you would like to read about permissions. Oh, it's in Spanish. Let's add a member. It's not exactly what I want. I'd like to find something specific here. Wait, cancel. It is not what I would like to do. Okay, let's add a member. It's better. It should give me this name. Service account user. I think it was add the member. Let's hold like. Now we can switch. Let's try to create our cluster. Change the name. Nodes. This is okay. The full pool. Number of nodes, I'm gonna put 2. That's great anyway. Even there's this warning, you should have one master node, the 3 nodes to execute the workloads. Let's see the error message. So I was expecting. Let's change that. Yeah, we're gonna have to switch back and check. The service account. That matches. Let's repeat. I'm back to the other user. Let's refresh. I'm gonna create a cluster. Or no, it's only a 3. That should create. Oh, there's something still missing. The user does not have access to service account default as a project owner to grant you service account user role. That's what I just have done. Let's go into the other user. You're looking for the username. Because this is already a member. If I type the username, email to, it's the same stuff. Now it has to create that. Looks like case our refresh stuff. If you don't do that so fast, that works. Looks like all the to persist and merge all the data behind the scenes takes a while. That's the red line to create this cluster. User our way. We're gonna export some MV vars. Takes a while. Yep. Here to access the cluster. Now I'm going to clone a repository. In case if you execute, for example, some kubectl commands, now you're free to go. Just clone a repository. Let's do all adding this training to the folder. Okay, let's go in deep into the folder. Let's go into a folder called security. We are going to apply the restrict YAML. It's forbidden. Let's check why. Let's get this. Has not found pod security policies. Not found. Let's try again the other. The pod security hasn't worked. Gonna check why. Gonna have to export a new username. I'm gonna create a cluster ruler binding right now. An authorization. I'm gonna try to run the command. Should work. Permissions not found. Let's go into username 1. Should this the username 2? Second username couldn't do any action. That's correct. Where is it? Let's connect to the cluster using username 1. Let's clone the repository. Let's go into the security folder. It's applying. Let's check. Yeah, it's applied. The policy is applied. Now I'm gonna export a var of the username one. Create a role binding, cluster role binding. And I'm gonna apply the restrict pods role. I'm gonna show YAML by YAML here. To confirm what I just executed about cluster role, get cluster role. Yeah, that's what we just created, 17 seconds. Okay. Now I'm going to update this cluster because this command, in case I'm going to change here, cloud container clusters. Update. I'm going to add, okay, Zon, Quenda, okay, everything for me. Okay, there was something, dash dash. What's missing? Wait, there's something. Am I doing wrongly? Let's try gcloud beta container. The beta container is correct. Let's see if the yeah, I got it. Now I'm going to get the security policies. You will create the policies under the cluster. For example, you can use Istio for doing that, but in case we're just installing those things, configuring at the cluster level. Let's refresh. It takes a while. Perfect. Let me check something here. Yes, as expected. Now let's do a kubectl out. Can I use? Yes. kubectl out. Can I use? What we do now, let's apply the privilege. Invalid argument. There's no privileged pod. Let's check here. No, nothing deployed. I'm gonna use that with its second user, I guess. Maybe. Let's check. As expected, let's going back to the second pod, second user. I'm gonna find something here later. I'm gonna run the privilege pod. Yeah. Now I'm going to run is unprivileged. As I'm the second, I'm gonna run the unprivileged. I'm gonna get an error. We're not able to do the unprivileged. Correct. This is expected. So we're going to apply the privilege pod. It's it's forbidden for any security policy. That's correct. Now I'm gonna run with the second user. Can I use? No. This is a nice command, new command for a couple of persons who use Kubernetes. They never heard about kubectl out. Can I use? Authorization. Can I use? Restrict PSP. In this case, now let's check this one also. Can I use? No. Can use anything. So I protected everything. Now, okay. Can I use? No. Let's switch back to the first user. This is more theory laboratory. I'm explaining. Now I'm gonna give a cluster role binding to second user. Created. Let's try to apply. Is create the role binding to the second user, to this user here. So right now, we are going to apply the unprivilege. I know it's a bit boring, because I have to be switching users. Unprivileged, now you can see after I create a role binding, I could apply the deployment. And I'm going to apply the privilege pod. That's an error. Expected. Okay. Let's be back to the user one. We are switching. Now I think I'm, I'm trying to force you to understand this thing. The unprivilege of the second user was able to, let's dismiss. So the privilege was for the first user. You see there I'm rotating the credentials. Now I'm going to update the cluster. So let's do something here, like running Cloud Shell. I'm going to update it. The cloud container clusters. Not going to get credentials because they're inside here. Update. Zone project. I'm gonna add start credential rotation. Maybe the beta. Invalid arguments. Ah, fuck. What was I publishing? Yes. I'm just applied a start credential rotation. Now we're going to check one thing once it's done. We're extended lab displaying. You can see in my channel there are very beginners videos, video for beginners, much more simple. Updating really takes a while, more than creating. Okay, let's go. Problem I don't edit the video and I leave it extended as it is. Let's see the operational list. Perfect. Now I'm going to export another MVVAR with the Cloud Container Operations list. It's going to be filtering by running. I'm going to be checking them. Upgraded it. What is the zone of it? US Central 1. What's wrong here? The operational ID must be specified. Yeah. I'm gonna run another command, which should be, let's change it. Update the cluster, but I want to add a command which is to complete the credential rotation. This should accept yes. Recreation. Okay. Let me check one thing. Should accept that. Yeah. Now I did the weight of this operation. Okay. I could do it each one of it using this name here. Probably you can see it's the ID stuff. The name is unique. So you could see that in this lab we were able to basically what have we done? In this short operations, we create a YAM account to control the Google Kubernetes engine, the GKE, and create policy securities performing over the IP address. Thanks for watching. This is the end of the lab. Bye bye.